You're what up, YouTube? It's your boy Wabi, and it's the Politically Correct Show. And right now, I gotta talk about my boy, man. Gotta talk about Anthony Rich, aka Anthony Richardson, aka Colts quarterback, now aka third string Colts quarterback, because he just got demoted to third string. And this is a tough downfall because, just like 2, 3 years ago, Colts fans like me was just like, man, he's the future. This is really gonna happen for us. We finally got another quarterback after Andrew Luck. You know what I'm saying? Like we were really, we were really convinced. Put it like that, because if I believe, if I believe correctly, I think we were supposed to get Stroud, but then we ended up not getting Stroud because of the Texans. So the fact that we were supposed to get Stroud, and then we saw Anthony Rich, and the media and the Colts organization was just making Anthony Rich seem like he was better than Stroud, anyways. So we were really high on him, but after I would say he did the little tap out moment and he left a few plays, which like people like my brother, he'd be like, "Oh well, you ain't never played football before, man. Sometimes you gotta take that few plays, da 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 da." But professional football to me is a little different from say high school or college. It's a little different. So I don't know about taking plays off in professional league. I don't think I've ever seen that with a quarterback. Well, not like that, anyways. Not like that. So I think that was the last straw for the Colts, to be honest. And then we were just saving face. And then when we paid Daniel Jones, that's when it started to be blatant, and that's when the trade request started to happen. Uh, I mean, and that's just from him tapping out, supposedly. I wouldn't call it a tap out, but from him taking off a few plays, and then from Daniel Jones being signed, that's a year. And then from Daniel Jones being signed, from now when he's demoted, that's a year right there. That's 2 years. He was a starter in the future for at one moment, and now he's a third string. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. At this point, what I'm saying, all I can do is hope that he balls out somewhere else in another conference. I wouldn't want him to be on a team, which I don't think he would, because Titans got Cam Ward. Uh, Texans are still running with Stroud, and Jacksonville, well, they have Trevor Lawrence, and Jacksonville's Jacksonville, so they're always mid. So they wouldn't be in no AFC South or nothing, but at least just throw him in the AFC, in the NFC or something, and then I can hope that he has a great career. Let's just hope that he balls out somewhere in the NFC at this point, because it's just not going to work out here in Indianapolis. I don't think so. I had high hopes, but now that everything has transpired in these last 6 months, it's basically cooked at this point. Now, I will say I wish that we kept Anthony Rich. I wish that we will keep Anthony Rich, and that we would have traded Daniel Jones or got rid of Daniel Jones or whatever. We shouldn't have paid Daniel Jones, and I'm going to say that straight up right now. We shouldn't have paid Daniel Jones, and that's how I feel. And we still shouldn't pay Daniel Jones, but we are going to pay Daniel Jones because it's already a signed contract. Unless we trade him off, but I doubt that's going to happen. And for a while now. We're probably going to give him a good 3 or 4 seasons before we do that. So I won't say it's cooked for us because we still play good with Daniel Jones, but I'd rather have Anthony Rich. We can still win a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones. It's not over with. It's not like Daniel Jones is horrible. He's not a horrible quarterback. But from the youth standpoint, from the from the ceiling standpoint, and even the talent standpoint, I want Anthony Rich. What can I say? But I just felt like if we homed all of those talents that he has, the running, the arm, uh, the acceleration, the size, we could have built a monster such like Cam Newton, but throw the ball a little better. But instead, we got a little too impatient, and plus, Anthony Rich did that tap out thing, and that was bad for the media. So I guess they decided not to stick with him. Because that's, to me, that's gonna be our two downfalls. Well, yeah, our two downfalls is Sauce Gardner getting traded here, and us losing those 3 picks, and then us doing Anthony Rich the way we're doing Anthony Rich. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, if we win a Super Bowl, it's all for a good cause. So with that in mind, God bless you, God bless the First State, and God bless America. You already know the rest. It's Wabi, and we out.